Eastern Front, Ukrainian fighters introduced another devastating tool to the battlefield, an FPV drone armed with a thermite charge. Thermite is not an ordinary explosive. It burns at extreme temperatures, hot enough to cut through steel and incinerate fortifications. Unlike conventional munitions, it cannot be extinguished by water, and once ignited, it consumes everything in its path. In this operation, reconnaissance first confirmed the location of Russian strongpoints. Enemy troops had fortified themselves, believing the shelters would protect them from artillery and direct fire. What they did not expect was fire from the sky. The FPV drone raced toward its target, guided with surgical precision by an operator miles away. In seconds, it descended into the enemy position and detonated its thermite payload. The effect was immediate and catastrophic. The shelters ignited, flames spreading uncontrollably. Wood sandbags and even steel supports were devoured by the burning reaction. Russian troops were forced to abandon their positions, fleeing from the inferno. But there was no place left to regroup. Within minutes, what had once been a fortified line was reduced to smoldering ash. The ground itself glowed from the heat, and nothing could be salvaged. This strike was more than just a tactical victory. It was psychological warfare. For the Russian troops, it sent a chilling message. No bunker, no trench, no shelter can withstand Ukraine's ingenuity. For the Ukrainian fighters, it was another demonstration of adaptation and mastery. By combining drone technology with thermite, they turned a small, inexpensive machine into a weapon capable of erasing entire fortifications. On the Eastern Front, the battlefield is evolving, and with each innovation, Ukrainian forces continue to prove that creativity and precision can burn through even the strongest enemy defenses, literally reducing them to ash. In the Kursk region, Ukrainian Bradley fighting vehicles launched a powerful assault on Russian troop positions. Guided by reconnaissance and supported by precise coordination, the Bradleys advanced with heavy fire. Their autocannons unleashed a relentless barrage, shredding enemy defenses and turning fortified shelters into rubble. From above, drones relayed every movement, ensuring no target was missed. The combination of firepower and reconnaissance left the Russians disoriented, unable to mount an effective response. Under the crushing assault, their fortifications collapsed. Smoke rose from destroyed positions, and the surviving troops were forced to abandon their ground, retreating in chaos. In just one attack, Ukrainian Bradleys once again proved their strength, fast, precise, and devastating. The Kursk sector is now another place where Russian troops learned. No fortification can withstand Ukraine's coordinated firepower. In the Kharkiv direction, Ukrainian fighters launched a powerful and decisive assault on Russian positions. At the spearhead of the attack were 2 Ukrainian tanks. They advanced directly through enemy lines, crushing shelters and tearing apart fortifications with devastating fire. The ground shook as each shell struck, leaving the Russians with nowhere to hide. Once the defenses were broken, the assault group moved in. Ukrainian soldiers advanced with precision, clearing the trenches and securing every strongpoint. The battle was short but merciless. The enemy could not resist the coordinated strike. Their positions were overrun, their defenses collapsed, and many soldiers were taken prisoner. By the end of the operation, the area was completely cleared of Russian troops. The assault demonstrated once again how armor and infantry, working together, can smash through fortified lines and leave the enemy powerless. For the Ukrainian fighters, it was a clean and overwhelming victory. For the Russians, it was another crushing defeat, marked by burning shelters, shattered fortifications, and the loss of both ground and men. In the Kupiansk direction, Ukrainian fighters of the 92nd Separate Mechanized Brigade once again demonstrated their mastery on the battlefield. What unfolded was a textbook example of precision, patience, and coordination. Russian forces attempted to push forward, deploying armored vehicles at the front and logistics trucks behind them to sustain the assault. It was meant to be a powerful advance, but it never made it past the starting line. From the air, Ukrainian reconnaissance drones tracked every move, marking targets and relaying coordinates to operators on the ground. Then came the strike. FPV drones dived toward the enemy convoy with surgical accuracy. One by one, armored vehicles were struck, engines destroyed, turrets blown apart, entire machines left burning on the roadside. But the Ukrainians didn't stop there. The logistics vehicles that followed were also targeted. Ammunition trucks, resupply vehicles, and support transports were destroyed in fiery detonations, cutting the Russian assault off from its lifeline. Within minutes, the road was littered with wreckage. Enemy vehicles burned, their crews scattered, their formation broken beyond repair. The result was devastating. Heavy Russian losses in both equipment and manpower, and the complete disruption of their advance. For the 92nd Brigade, it was more than a tactical success. It was a demonstration of how modern warfare is won, not with sheer numbers, but with coordination, intelligence, and precision. In Kupiansk, Ukrainian fighters once again turned technology and skill into a weapon the enemy could not withstand. In the Kharkiv direction, the fight for Ukraine's freedom is drawing strength from unexpected places. Among those on the front lines are volunteers from Belarus, standing shoulder to shoulder with Ukrainian soldiers in the struggle against Russian occupation. In one recent operation, their assault group advanced into enemy-held territory. With determination and precision, they stormed Russian positions, clearing trenches and fortified points that had been slowing Ukrainian advances. The battle was fierce, but the Belarusians fought with discipline and courage. Their strikes broke enemy resistance, forcing Russian troops to abandon their defenses. Step by step, the area was secured and brought back under Ukrainian control. For the Ukrainian soldiers, their presence was more than just reinforcement. It was a symbol that the fight for Ukraine's freedom is also a fight for the future of the region, and for those who reject dictatorship and aggression. In Kharkiv, Belarusian volunteers and Ukrainian fighters stood as one, proving that the bonds of solidarity are stronger than the walls of occupation. Together, they turned another battlefield into a place of liberation.